Step 1. Writing software. I would recommend something basic like Google Docs, Microsoft Word, as they are beginner friendly and have everything you need. I've written all my work and plans here. If you are a fantasy writer and need to create a map, I would highly recommend Incarnate. You will have lots of files. Organize them on Google Drive or OneDrive. Make docs for everything, plans, individual chapters, and most importantly, a doc for the entire novel. Step 2. Planning. There are two types of people when it comes to planning. Plotters. These people plan everything out. They write everything down and organize all their files. Pantsers. These people forget planning and go straight to writing the novel. While this might sound good, their first drafts could take a significantly long time, and they'll spend an extensive amount of time finishing their manuscripts. I recommend finding a balance between these two. Don't plan absolutely every minute detail, but don't go straight in. To plan your novel, I recommend doing a chapter breakdown, individual scene breakdown, and using a character template to develop your characters. You can use my character template down below in description or caption depending on where you're seeing this. Most importantly, you must also plan out your plot. This is the course of your story. This simple pyramid can help you create your plot. Your plot may not use this pyramid equally. Typically the climax is at the end and the resolution is right after, instead of the climax being in the middle. Use tension and suspense carefully. Typically it shouldn't die down too much before reaching the climax. During your planning, you may also want to pick your POV or POVs. The most common are first person, I went to the store, and third person, he went to the store. Remember, this is your story and you can decide every twist and turn of it. Maybe you want 3 different character POVs. Step 3. Writing. You can now use everything in your plan to start writing the story. Feel free to experiment and go off track from your plan. I would recommend making separate documents for each chapter. I would recommend to finish this draft as soon as possible, but don't feel discouraged to take breaks. You might need a break, but don't go on a break so long you'll be bored of the story. People want to read it. Step 4. Drafting. Writing a first draft is a magnificent achievement. Now you have to do multiple revisions to make it the best manuscript. For drafting, you have to reread the story multiple times. As you do so, fix mistakes like plot holes and grammatical errors. Add a detail where you feel it's necessary. Get it to be the best you possibly can. It may take you 3 or 30 drafts, but don't worry, your manuscript won't run away. Before publishing, make sure that you format your novel correctly. Search up different ways to format your novel for specific needs. Step 5. Publishing. If you get this far, congratulations. Most authors never get to this point. There are 3 common types of publishing: self-publishing / KDP, traditional publishing, hybrid publishing. Self-publishing. This is where you independently publish your novel. You get the highest royalties. Royalties are basically the percentage of the money you get per sale. However, this is the publishing method that has the biggest upfront cost. You will have to pay for cover design, printing, ISBN, and possibly marketing. If you wish to self-publish through KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing, Amazon will pay for your ISBN and printing. KDP runs on a print-for-demand model, so books will be printed when ordered, typically meaning there will be no stockpile of your book. The average royalty rate of self-publishing is 70%. Traditional publishing. The most popular form of publishing. Lowest rates of loyalty, but can be done with no upfront cost. The first step of traditional publishing is getting your manuscript solicited. To do this, you need to be represented by a literary agent. A literary agent's job is basically the business side of your novel. They'll help you get your manuscript to publishers who will publish your books, and other opportunities. To find and query literary agents, I recommend using the useful tool Query Tracker. Its link is in the description and I recommend checking it out. Finding an agent to represent you is one of the hardest things one can do. You must craft an interesting enough query letter containing useful information and comparable titles and how you see your book on shelves. On the agent's website, it should say what they require of you, whether it is a one-page synopsis, a few pages of your manuscript, your query letter, and anything else. If you manage to find a literary agent that will represent you, well done. They will guide you to finding a publisher and getting your books published. Be prepared for signing contracts with an advance involved. An advance is a payment to you as an author to be able to use the novel for publication. This can span from 4 to 7 figures. However, you must make that amount in royalties before getting any royalty payments. You get from 8 to 12% of the royalties depending on publisher, and literary agents take about 15% of the 8 to 12%. If you find the task to find an agent daunting, you can always try to find small publishers to split your manuscript to. Make sure they accept unsolicited manuscripts. Hybrid publishing. Hybrid publishing is the least known one. It's a bridge between self and traditional publishing options. It normally has a smaller upfront cost and royalties of around 15 to 30%. You have to find publishers that have this publishing option. You sign the contract, and you and the publisher work together to publish the novel. Step 6. Marketing. Without marketing, don't expect your number of sales to be ginormous. Use social media to promote your novel. Try not to be too salesy in your videos. Try to be active on BookTok, BookTube, Bookstagram, etc. to see trends in which videos work or don't. Don't forget word of mouth. You never know who could hear who wrote an entire novel. These people are probably going to be people like friends or family, but everyone starts somewhere. Hunt for reviewers too. Reviews help readers know if the book is the right fit. And that, my friends, is all I have time for you today. From planning to publishing to marketing, all the info you need to become a published author. If you stuck around this far, I would really appreciate it if you checked out my debut novel, The Caver, Infused by the Shadows. If you like action, sci-fi, I'm sure you'll love it. It is available on most websites like Amazon and Nissan. I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.